Dr. Preetpal Kaur, Assistant Professor. I'm going to deliver my lecture on the cell structure. I have taken the one organelle in the cell structure that is called as a Golgi body. Golgi body is a very much important structure of the cell in eukaryotic cells, as it is a double membrane bound organelles which is found in the eukaryotic cell. It is a polymorphic membranous structure. Polymorphic I have said because it shows the different kind of structures. It has got three parts in it. It has got cisternae, and second one is a vesicles, and third one is a tubule. That's why it is called as a polymorphic structure. It is basically consists of parallel sacs which are arranged parallel to each other. These are the sacs. These all have arranged parallel to each other, and they all constitutes a Golgi complex. That's why we also called it Golgi complex. It has got basically three parts. These large sacs these are the cisternae, and along with the cisternae there are tubules and vesicles. They are arranged in the group towards the ends of the cisternae. So these all three parts makes a Golgi complex. In animal it is widespread in the cytoplasm, different parts, while in plants they are accumulated in the form of units, and these units are called as a dictyosomes. One more characteristic feature which Golgi body show, that is a zone of exclusion. What is a zone of exclusion? Where the Golgi body is in the cytoplasm, around it there are various organelles get accumulated around it, whether it's a ribosomes or it may be mitochondria and plastids. So that part along with the Golgi body, they constitutes the zone of exclusion. So when we see through the microscope the cell structure, we can easily see the zone of exclusion, which is a Golgi body, and around different organelles are there in the cytoplasm. So it is present in almost all eukaryotic cell, whether it's plants or animals, except some cells. For example, it is absent in the mature sperm cells, in RBCs of some animals, and in the sieve tube members of many angiosperm plants. Otherwise, it's a universal present in all the eukaryotic cells. So another one structure in the structure, this is the cisternae, and the lumen of the cisternae, it's around 150 angstrom, and the two cisternaes are placed side by side each other, and the gap between the two cisternae, that is around 200 to 6. This gap is around 200 to 600 angstrom. So along with this, along the sides there are tubules. These are the tubules, and here the vesicles are there. Another feature which is very much peculiar to the Golgi body, that is it shows polarity. So how it shows polarity? It has got two faces. One is this, another one is this. The concave side, this is the concave side. This is called as the trans side, and the convex side, this one, this is called as the cis side. The two faces are there. This is the cis side and this is the trans side. The difference between cis and trans is that the cis phase, it is towards the nucleus, as well as the trans phase, this is towards the plasma membrane, that means outside. So the cis phase, this is also called as a forming phase, and the trans phase is also called as the maturation phase. Why cis phase is called as the forming phase? Because it receives the vesicle from the nucleus, and vesicles get changed in the cisternae, in the lumen of cisternae, and they are released from the maturation phase as the secretory vesicle. As we all know that secretion is the cardinal function of the Golgi body. So here the proteins comes from the nucleus. The protein synthesis is in the ribosome, that we already know. So from ribosomes, they are situated on the endoplasmic reticulum, which is called as a rough endoplasmic reticulum. So from the ribosomes, the protein synthesis is in the ribosome, and the protein which are synthesized on the ribosome, they comes under the lumen of endoplasmic reticulum. For example, this is the endoplasmic reticulum, here the ribosomes, this is the ribosome. So the protein will be synthesized as this is the nucleus. So mRNA will come from the nucleus, as mRNA has got the genetic codon, which is the sequence of 3 nucleotides, and the mRNA, the genetic code of the mRNA, that determine that which amino acid will be there in the growing polypeptide chain. So from the mRNA, codon comes in the form of mRNA, they all accumulated on the ribosome. Here the protein synthesis take place, and the protein which are synthesized, they move in the lumen of the ER. So now from here, vesicles, because ER is again a polymembrane structure like this, it's again polymembrane structures. So now what will happen, the vesicles will be pinched off from the ER. So these vesicles will have the protein. Now these vesicles move to the Golgi body, and here this is the cis phase of the Golgi body. Vesicles will move here, they will join the Golgi complex, and again they will transfer their material to the cisternae of the Golgi body. Here the material will get packaged, it will be transformed, and again from the trans phase, which is called as the maturation phase, the protein or any other molecule, they will get released toward the plasma membrane. So this is the how each and every organelle is involved, from the nucleus, then ribosome, then ER, and from ER then it is moved to the finally Golgi body, and in Golgi body it is finally transformed, and in the form of secretory vesicle it is released from the trans phase. So these two phases are there. Cis phase is also called as a forming phase, because material come here, in the raw material comes here and in the form of vesicles, normal vesicles, and then from the trans phase it is also called as a maturation phase, because now the material will be released towards their destination in the form of secretory vesicles. So secretion is the cardinal function of Golgi body. And now I will tell you how the Golgi body origin of the Golgi body. So as it is a membranous structure, so its origin is also from various kind of biomembranes. It also get formed from the nuclear membrane also, as well as from the plasma membrane and from the membranes of endoplasmic reticulum also. The another form of origin is that the pre-existing Golgi complex or dictyosome, they divide into units and they form the new Golgi complex or dictyosome. Now I will discuss the functions of the Golgi body. As I have already told you that secretion is the main function. As the secretion is a complete process, I have already told you that from ribosome till the Golgi body how protein comes and how they get secreted. So secretion is the cardinal function. Along with the secretion, the Golgi body is also involved in the storage. As I have already told that there are three structures in the Golgi body present: cisternae, vesicles and tubules. So in the vesicles, various kind of substances like lipid, proteins, hormones, they also get stored in the vesicles. Another function is the formation of plant cell wall. That is again very much important function where Golgi body plays its important role. So there are two kind of methods in the cell wall formation in plants as well as in animals. In animals it is called as a furrow method. How the furrow method is there? For example, this is the cell. Here a constriction will be start in this cell wall and later on it will be pinched off in the two cells. So this is the division of the cytoplasm which occur after division of the nucleus. So firstly meiosis, mitosis is there, and then this is the finally the from one cell two daughter cells are formed. But in plants it is not like that. So how in the plants for cell wall formation is in the plants where Golgi body plays a very important role. This is the cell. The cell division starts from the prophase where there is a condensation of the chromosomes. Then comes the metaphase. In metaphase all chromosomes get accumulated in a metaphase plate, and then there is anaphase. So in anaphase all the chromosomes move towards the opposite poles. So after anaphase there comes the telophase, where again the decondensation of the chromosomes appear, nucleolus and all the structures again start to reappear. So this is the stage which is called as telophase. Now what will happen, the vesicles from the Golgi body, they will start to move towards the center and they get accumulate over there. So these structures are called as Phlegmoplast. Now what will happen, as we already know that cell wall is made up of cellulase and pectinase, and the cement which bind the membrane, that is called cell wall, that is called as the middle lamella. So that is consist of pectinate substances. So what will happen, a phlegmoplast is there which has Golgi vesicle. They move towards the center, they form the phlegmoplast. Now the deposition of sodium and magnesium pectate will be there, so middle lamella will be formed around the phlegmoplast, and after that the deposition of cellulose will be there, which will form the primary and secondary cell wall. Primary and secondary cell wall both are consist of cellulose, but the major difference between is the orientation of the microtubules of cellulose. In primary cell wall, they are attached end to end, and well in the secondary membrane they are parallel arranged. So it's a quite thick as compared to primary cell wall. So after calcium and magnesium pectate, there will be the deposition of cellulose, and the primary and secondary cell wall will be formed. So basically the phlegmoplast is the initiation step of the cell wall formation, and where the Golgi body plays an important role. Another function of Golgi body is the formation of primary lysosome. So lysosome is a cell organelle which contain hydrolytic enzymes. It is also called as a suicidal bag because because when it rupture, so hydrolytic enzymes eats its own organelle or the complete cell. So lysosome is again a polymorphic structure. It also shows various kind of forms. So firstly, like primary lysosome is there, then secondary lysosome is there, then residual body is there. So primary, what is the primary lysosome? Like this is the cell. So whenever any foreign substance come from out of the cell, it enter the cell in the form of either phagosome or pinosome. If the substance is solid, it will called as a phagosome, and if the substance is liquid, it will called as a pinosome. So when phagosome or pinosome once enter the cell, so what lysosome will get together with this phagosome or pinosome and it will form the primary lysosome. Golgi body vesicles, Golgi body vesicles get together with the phagosome or pinosomes, and they form the primary lysosome. And primary lysosome will again change into secondary lysosome or residual body. So that is a different, altogether different organelle is there. I'll discuss it later on. So these are the functions of Golgi body. So now the Golgi body is over. Thank you.